Hell, you made me forget what we're going to title it.
Happy Daylight Savings.
Are we on?
We are? Okay, cool.
Oh, we are on. I don't know.
Couldn't tell because the lights are... Wait, hold on. Couldn't tell because it's so dark out when you wake up now, but leaving work, it's still light.
Yeah, so that's what we're titling today. Happy Daylight Savings Wednesday.
Daylight savings, money savings.
Hey,
we got you covered.
All around. It's a big circle.
Heck yeah.
So anyways, guys, thank you for joining in. Jonathan Mercado.
Jaden Prince.
We're here for another Facebook Wednesday. Couple of housekeeping. So this weekend, we actually, and I kind of stepped up forward of what, we were supposed to talk about in the paper, but I'm going to say it anyways. So this weekend, we discussed a little bit at JVC Boot Camp about our Facebook Live, because there was actually a media person there that does all their media, like YouTube, the Facebook. They actually brought their media guy over, and he's discussing on how long it takes to do each one. It takes a few hours, blah blah blah. So they stood me up in front of everybody, and they asked me, "Hey, how long does this take you?" And I go, "Let's see. This is legit how the paper looks. It's just talking points. So it takes us about 2 minutes to put this together."
Yep.
So the reality is that everything you see on this Facebook Live is legit floating off the cuff. We're just going off the top of our heads. We're making it, trying to make it entertaining for you guys. I don't know. I don't know if you guys find it entertaining or not.
I think they're pretty funny to watch back.
Yeah. You watch back, you be like, what the hell is he saying again? But that's the response to that comment at the JVC Boot Camp. But we're going to start with the house cleaning stuff, and then we'll talk about the JVC recap and boot camp that went on this weekend. So, house cleaning stuff. Sony promos are still going on right now. Call your sales rep. A lot of aggressive pricing right now as we speak. So make sure you get a hold of your sales rep. It's too low to list, so make sure you reach out to them. A lot of things are on promo right now, so reach out, get those promos. Second thing is Alpine, Tesla. So a lot of you guys are asking about Tesla, like installing speakers, amplifiers, etc. You're trying to, not going to say dumb it down because I'm not calling you guys dumb, but I'm just saying you're trying to dumb it down to make it easier because Teslas are a pain to work on. So speaking of that, Alpine has came out with a plug-and-play kit with the processor, all the speakers, the plug-and-play harnesses for Model 3, Model Ys, speakers, subs, and amps, all in one box. So it is very year-specific and model-specific. So make sure if you're interested in the Alpine Tesla stuff, reach out to one of the salespeople. We might be able to get you approved for Alpine Tesla products. So that might be something interesting to bring into your shops, because let me tell you, you're starting to see more and more Tesla vehicles out in the market. Yep. And the biggest complaint I get is exactly like the Jeep and the Broncos. The audio systems suck on them. So make sure you reach out. We might have a solution, and we might be able to get you approved for Alpine Tesla radios. And for all the SRP and also the direct dealers, don't forget, we have them in stock. So if you guys need any of that stuff, please reach out to us.
Yeah.
Also, Alpine has their March Margin Madness, meaning there's a bunch of specials on for Alpine. So make sure you reach out to your sales rep, because we have a whole list going on right now.
And not even that, but we talk about it all the time. Make sure you are subscribed to our newsletter, because you would be receiving these emails for the Alpine March Margin Madness, the Alpine X Tesla X GoFast. So stay tuned and keep up to date with everything by subscribing to our newsletter, because you never know what you're going to receive in the newsletter.
Exactly. And not only that, make sure if you're not subscribed to our website, go to www.gofst.com. Hit the registration button. Make sure you call your sales rep, and that way we can get you access to our website, so that way you can see everything that's available to you guys. There's a lot of things that, obviously you have to get approved for. So like a Sony and Sony ES, Alpine, and a couple of other lines. Make sure you reach out to your sales rep, and we'll make sure you get taken care of. So another promo going on is back. It's back by popular demand. The Sirius XM buy 5, get 1 free. Ooh. So if you buy a SXV300 V1, 5 of them, you get 1 free. You net it down, it's saving you a bunch of money, actually. Yeah. So make sure you call your sales rep on that. Now, We had Memphis Menfuego bundle pack. We sold out of those extremely fast. Let me explain to you why. You can't get a Chuchero loaded. All right, that's the two loudspeakers, the two 10-inch loudspeakers with two tweeters that light up with a Chuchero box, meaning the box that goes in for those speakers, for under $300. Give your sales rep a call so you can put some on your sales floor. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, no matter what your ideology is of this stuff, you know what? Every cup is not for everybody. You know, not everybody will enjoy doing this, but I'm going to tell you what you do enjoy. You do enjoy that register smacking back and forth with the cash going in it. So I'm a money's person. I really am. I like money. I like a lot of money. So if I have the opportunity to buy a special buy on some Chuchero boxes that are already preloaded and will look cool, you light one up on your sales floor and you play it, I guarantee you'll sell it, because that's where a lot of guys are interested in getting their sound quality from. So make sure you reach out. The price is way too low to list online, on here and online. So make sure you reach out. I guarantee you, when I tell you the price, you're probably going to pick up 3, 4, 5, like several of our dealers have already.
Yep. Same way they're flying out of our warehouse, same way they're going to fly out of your shop. So give all your sales guys a call.
Everybody has, what's that saying? Different strokes for different folks. I understand that's not my type of music, and that's not my type of quality sound. That's not my type of sound. But at the end of the day,
out there.
Yeah, there's a whole market out there that you guys aren't reaching to, because you're trying to, stay away from that type of business. At the end of the day, if it brings business into my store, I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Right?
If they are building these boxes, somebody is asking and looking for, there's a demand somewhere.
They're just not demanding it from you because you don't have
carry it.
So
but you could.
This gives you an opportunity. Give your sales rep a call. Now, something that I do want to talk about is we are an Escort Cobra distributor, guys. So if you guys are in any need of Cobra or Escort, give us a call. We have plenty of the #1 selling radar detectors on the market, the Redline 360C. This radar detector, portable radar detector, is BADASS. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I'll say it anyways. Badass. So that's if you want one of the best, which has the Escort Live market on there, where you can attach your cell phone. It keeps the radar detector constantly updated, so that way, it's got you with the latest software, the latest turn points, etc. You can link up your cell phone. It automatically updates the Redline 360, so you're always on the know-how. Now, the cool thing also about that app is that it's like a Waze.
Cool.
So pretty much it's a whole network, and it really is a whole network of people that use the Escort Live stuff. And what they're doing is they're marking the cops where the locations are, or constructions, and it'll show up on your radar detector because it's been updated by your cell phone, saying construction up ahead or police up ahead. And it'll literally tell you 500 feet, 600 feet, whatever it is. It'll tell you on the radar detector. So keep you warned, and it'll keep you advised on what's going on.
It also shows on stoplights if there's cameras or anything like that.
I forgot to mention that. You're right, because my radar detector, I have the Redline 360, and it says police up ahead, or what does it say? Camera? No, it doesn't say camera. It says,
is it like speed detection or something?
Speed camera up ahead. That's what it says. Speed camera up ahead. So guys, it's a pretty cool piece to have at your shops. It is the #1 sought after piece on the market. It's Escort. Anybody that knows Escort knows quality. Now,
the big boy
also make one of the best, which defeats all laser guns and radar guns. So the Redline CI 360. This is a fully installed front and rear shifter. If you get my quotations here, because I can't really say jammers, but I did. Shifters. It comes with radar, so it comes with 2 radars, one for the front, one for the rear. All the wires needed. This is an install piece. If you own an exotic vehicle, hence why they use a Porsche in the back. if you have an exotic vehicle or you want to get into that market where your normal tickets are $10,000, $15,000 for installing radar detectors, give Escort a call. We have plenty of dealerships that do the Escort Redline 360s. I have not had one complaint yet, not one. In fact, I've been praised on how great the Escort Redline CI 360C works, and it's constantly updated because once again, it goes with the Escort Live. Now, another cool thing about Escort Redline 360 CI is if you have an exotic vehicle, all right, Mid City and a few other companies make a piece where you now are driving down the road, and it'll show up on the display on your dashboard. So it's a pretty cool piece because it'll link up to this radar detector with that centerpiece on the dashboard. So that's a pretty cool and I think badass piece because, for instance, it's all integrated into the vehicle, especially if you have, a newer exotic vehicle and you've got a company that does those pieces where it links up to the dash or the radio and it shows you all the laser, K band, KA band, etc. That's pretty much awesome. And on top of that, it's giving you the shifter signal for all radar guns. I dare you to try it out. I dare you to try a Dragon Eye, the new Dragon Eye gun, so that way you can see this will defeat it. So give Escort a try. Give us a call. We can sell Escort pretty much nationwide at this point. So guys, give us a call. Let's get some radar detectors in your barns.
Especially with spring breaks coming up, if you're doing any road trips. I always remember driving to Virginia Beach, Florida. We always had a radar detector, and my brother and I used, anytime they'd say K-band, it would be this low man's voice. So since then, that's always been kind of printed in my mind. It was always kind of fun, even though I don't even know what K-band is.
So K-band is technically a cop band. KA band, K-band. There's a couple of older bands that are not used anymore. So with the Escort, you can, like X band, you can actually ignore all X bands in the radar detector. So it'll say no X, which means they're not gonna even detect X band anymore. But there's a lot of older radar detectors out there with different bands. Cops don't use older radar detectors. You'll use a KA and a K band, but that's mainly the two that you're mainly going to use. And this thing will tell you when you've been shot with a laser. So it'll say laser, 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 laser.
Yeah.
So that means you've been targeted by a cop somewhere around you. A lot of them are hidden. A lot of them are on bridges. The Max Redline CI 360C will shift that signal.
Yep.
So give them a call. Give us a call. We have it in stock. We always have it in stock. And if we don't have it in stock, we'll get it very quickly because we sell out a lot of these stuff.
Yeah.
So make sure you give a sales rep a call. Now, JVC recap. JVC was fantastic, the boot camp. A lot of information that they gave us. They talked about their new radios that they have coming out, the modular radios. As you can see, some pictures from my personal Facebook page of the EDA Hot Shots JVC boot camp. Really cool place. We ended up going to Crash Toys. Crash Toys, what it is literally they buy crash cars, they fix whatever might be wrong with them, and then auction them off. And I think that's great because they have bikes, they have cars. I saw some bikes that I was like, wow, I wish I was closer because I would have bought it. I was telling Jay there was a Honda Grom there, and they had it for $900. Normally those things are like $4,000.
Johnny, you should have got it.
How am I gonna bring it back? I'm gonna take it on my luggage at the airport.
Yep.
So I'm not happening. But it was pretty cool. It was a full day of training. Like I said earlier, JVC is coming out with a brand new modular radio. They partnered up with iDataLink. So ADS has a whole bunch of new kits that they're coming out just for this modular radio. So for there, Nissans with the radio that's attached to the dash. With this particular piece, iData and JVC has concentrated on a dash kit that fits this modular radio. It's literally paper thin. it goes into the factory spot location, okay? The brain can be modular to anywhere in the dash, wherever they tell you to. iData has made it very, very easy with JVC to be almost a plug and play combination with these vehicles. It's Apex called. iData Link Maestro Apex with the direct replacement from JVC. The units will add CarPlay Android Auto wirelessly, will add a full processor into the vehicle. So think of those vehicles that no longer would be able to be done. JVC has figured it out with iData Link. And I tell you, very, very impressed on the plug and play of the vehicles that were. Yeah, can you turn that around? my eyes go. JVC has made it very, very easy to get you dealers involved, especially if you're an expediter and you're trying to do radios on these newer vehicles that you can't do them. A lot of these dashes are integrated. They're saying about 20% of the newer cars are only the cars that you can add radios to. Well, this brings the ticket up to almost 75, 80% of vehicles you can do, because it makes it so you're using the factory location. And with the combination of iData Link Maestro and JVC, you can do your tire pressure. You can do RPM, speed, boost if you have it. You can set steering wheel controls to do certain features. So if you want to add a front camera, you can toggle it with just the steering wheel controls on the dash or on the steering wheel control to review that front camera, side camera, back camera. It'll put all those features onto the radio. It allows you to do, like I told you, wireless CarPlay Android Auto. That's a huge thing for a lot of those older vehicles that were not allowed, like a Q50, a QX60, a QX70. Those vehicles, you can never do anything to it. Everybody asks how to do CarPlay Android Auto. Well, this is your opportunity. JVC came out with that unit. I was pretty excited when I was at the boot camp. We got to actually touch it, play it, feel it. They did a live installation on a brand new Chevy Silverado that everybody, has blown their mind off trying to put radios in those things. It literally fit the factory location, and it took the factory radio out and it put the JVC monitor in its place and the brain somewhere in the dash, and it integrated every feature in the vehicle through iData Link Maestro. So give your sales rep a call. Talk about, ask them about this new JVC modular radio. It's going to be hot, guys, and it's going to give you an opportunity to make money. So if you guys aren't in the business to make money, just close doors, please, and just go away. Because at the end of the day, we're all in business to make money. Mm-hmm. And if you weren't able to do those vehicles before, you can do them now. So get a hold of your sales rep and ask about the Apex JVC piece. We're looking at about probably a month and a half to 2 months away for that piece. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of training needed for that piece. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of, a lot of information you need to find out about that piece. So give your sales rep a call. We will definitely help you out. Now we want to go to MX25. MX25 registration is live now. You can go to expo.gofst.com to register for our expo. Now, for the first few hundred people, we're doing some exclusive get in first before anybody else to the I call them the shoot 'em up corral, but it's the deal department. Pretty much we'll have a whole bunch of crazy deals like we did last year. That room was packed. I mean packed to the gill with some crazy deals. We're going to do the same. But for the first, few hundred registrants that you register first and you're coming to the show, you get first access and first dibs at the room. So make sure you get registered as soon as possible. Make sure you show up. Not only that, if you register before March 26th, all right, one lucky person is going to win $100 gift card. Visa gift card.
Yeah, and we are going to do that drawing on our March 26th Facebook Live. And to receive that gift card, you do have to come to the show, of course, to receive it. So when you're checking in, putting your name in, getting your little goodie bag when you first come in the morning, you will pick up that gift card. But that is for anybody that registers before March 26th. There will be a couple other different giveaways before.
Everybody that's been to our show knows that we give away stuff.
giveaway.
So you have to be present at the end of the show. So usually we do the giveaways about 5 to 5:30. That's why we have cocktail hour for you guys. So we usually do giveaways at that time. You have to be present in order to collect your prize. Not only that, it is gonna be back. So remember this date, April 23rd, at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. I know you guys like the Sturbridge host. It was right there. Everything was close to each other. We weren't able to get the Sturbridge host again this year, but we did get the Mass Mutual Center again. So make sure you mark your calendar and put Mass Mutual Center, April 23rd. Make sure you register at expo.gofst.com. Also check out the
Itinerary.
training, the training
Yeah.
lineup, and also all the vendors that have paid to actually be part of the expo. Shout out to you guys. You guys have done it year after year. Many expos we've done and have been a part of it. Hopefully you guys are seeing that we bring in a ton of people into the show. Hopefully you guys show up to the show and learn about all the latest and greatest stuff, especially a lot of questions about Harleys, boats, a lot of questions about the new JVC platform, which teaser they're going to be talking about at the show. So that's going to be a hot piece. So if you're wondering what the hell is that Apex series thing from JVC and Ideal Link Maestro combination, come to the show. They're going to be talking about it because, like I said, it is going to open up doors to a lot of vehicles you can't do.
And that's the awesome thing about this show is that all day long, we're going to have so many different sessions of training. So you could potentially go to the JVC training. One training that we wanted to talk about today was the social media doctor, Caitlin Young. We talked about her a little bit last week, but Bobby came up with this little hype video that we're going to put on the screen. And she's basically coming and is going to show how we can cater our social media a part of the mobile electronic and 12-volt industry, what we should be focusing on our social media, how we can interact with our users, and just so much more. So definitely come to the show. Johnny,
can I make a statement on that?
Yeah.
So we're not the only ones that are talking about this, because a lot of you guys, don't take this offensive, but need help on social media. If rather than talking to your friends online, making yourself seem look like the king or whatever that you want to do about, that you're doing this, that, and the third, why don't you do promotions on your social media? Try to attract customers, because at the end of the day, that's what is paying your bills is customers. While you're there talking to your buddies on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever the hell else you want to, whatever social media platform, you need to learn that time is money. And if you're in the shitter, doing absolutely nothing but scrolling or talking to your buddies on Facebook, why don't you, instead of doing that, put a post up about your business? Come in, save 10%, today only, blah, blah, blah. You got to think outside the box to attract these end users to your shop. Put some pictures of some of the work you've recently done, and that's what the reasoning is. So at JVC, JVC had their social media doctor there also, and he was talking about what he does to broadcast the brand JVC in general out to the public, and he's doing a very good job at it. Then they had me come up on stage, and they wanted to know, well, how beneficiary or what exactly do we do with this Facebook Live? Well, this Facebook Live, I'm going to explain to you right now, is for you guys to know about new products, all right? New products that we have in stock. Talk about, products that are going to come out. Talk about things that benefit our industry. A lot of you guys have always wondered, well, what can I do different to bring in some more money? If you pay attention to some of these Facebook Lives, it's not me trying to sell you product. It's legit me trying to tell you how to make your business better.
Communicating with other people in the industry, giving good insights, giving tips and tricks on how to be successful. And to Johnny's point, something great that we have started doing is our lunch breaks, where every day we are doing a different product segment on all of the brands that we carry. And there's been such positive feedback from not only our customers, but also our vendors who are saying, we love this video. Can we repost this? Thank you so much. There's just a lot of positive feedback. And Also, it's just a great way to not only help you out and show what we have to offer, but it's also a great way for us to interact with one another. Also, get more insight on the products that we are selling. I know that when I make those videos, I definitely learn a lot. And even just being next to Johnny on Facebook Live, I learn so much when it comes to unboxing new products every week. It's just even I'm learning myself, and I might not be an installer in this industry, if that makes sense.
Yeah, guys, we're always learning. I don't know it all. I've always wanted to entrench myself into products to learn about the inside and outs of the product. So by you not attending any trainings, by you not going to any expos, by you not, sitting down and looking at a box just to see what the key features are, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I see more and more shops not doing that. I love this industry. I'm pretty sure Jaden loves this industry. She's been in it since a kid. I literally saw her born.
Yeah.
Not even kidding you. I saw her, when she was in her mom's belly. So, and I've seen a lot of you guys go from being a regular installer to being shop owners, and you guys always ask me, what other kit can I do to make my business grow? Well, this is your chance, guys. Learn from the people who've been doing it forever. There's a lot of information out there that's wrong, and I 100% do not agree with it. I do not agree with the BS numbers on certain boxes, BS numbers on certain brands. I agree with the hardcore brands that really put RMS, SCA rated specs on their box that are not going to fluff your numbers. I'm always a person that would prefer a brand A, tier A brand versus a B and C brand. But let me tell you, a lot of these, even B and C brands, are starting to get with the script and actually start putting real data out there. So, shout out to a lot of B and C brands that are starting to become, they're trying to get into that A brand tier. So, but with that being said, it does take social media, it does take trainings. So what you will learn in this social media presence that training that we're going to have by Caitlin Young. So how to attract and convert the right customers, not just get more likes on your Facebook and also get more likes on your Instagram, etc. So she's going to teach you how to actually attract those customers from likes to actually come in. How content strategies top 12 volt brands use to increase engagement and sales. So, how to get more content up to get more sales. How to position your shop or brand as the go-to authority in your market. How to get yourself to the next level. How to make yourself, remember, I hate when guys say, I have brand A and I have brand B and I have brand C. I'm going to tell you the God honest truth. I don't give a crap. And your customers don't give a crap. You know what your brand is? You're the brand, guys. Literally, you are the brand. You are the guy that they come to as a professional into your shops to talk about, I need a head unit on my... If somebody comes in and has a brand-specific head unit, you do not sell it in your shops, then it's your job to be a salesman and talk to them about the key features of the brands you do sell in your shops to talk about what makes this brand better than a brand B. I don't ever try to bash any brand because that's not my gig. I don't think anybody here at GoFast does, just because it's just bad. It gives you a bad taste in people's mouths. But at the end of the day, you want to tell them about different brands because let's be real. You don't have a Burger King and a McDonald's next to each other. You don't have a Walgreens and a CVS next to each other if there wasn't competition for that market. Mm-hmm. Some people prefer a Toyota. Some people prefer a Lexus. We just had this conversation.
Yeah, we did.
Some people prefer Hyundai. Some people prefer Genesis. Some people prefer Chevy. Some people prefer GMs. I could go on and on. It's all on your job to be a salesperson, learn those tips of the trade on how to talk to customers and get them into your door. The biggest mistake, we'll also talk about the biggest mistake most 12-volt businesses make on social media and how to fix them. In other words, I see a lot of you guys pretty much bashing other people online. Don't do that. Please don't do that. That makes you look very weak, very bad, and it makes you look, it makes you look like you don't know what you're talking about. at the end of the day, we're all here as fair game for competition. You don't want to ever bash another shop. You don't ever want to bash another install. You want to tell them how can you make that install better, or what you can do better than that other shop did. So guys, don't, the key is she's going to be teaching you about all sorts of stuff in the social media that you can do to make your shops look better and also bring business in. Now, key takeaways: mastering social media strategies built for our 12-volt industry. No fluff, just results. She wants to make sure that you guys take some information back to your shops so you can use it in a day in and day out business. Learn how to showcase your product, services, and expertise in a way that drives conversations. In other words, if you have a good install or you have any type of install, put it on a scrapbook, put it on a monitor behind you, put it somewhere that people can see your install. Because I'm going to be honest with you, you guys think that a lot of these guys come into your shop and be like, oh, I know who that is. He does great work. No, reality is they don't know you from here to the corner. So why are you better than the shop down the road? That's what she's going to teach you. Avoid the most common social media pitfalls that are keeping you invisible online. Very common. I just kind of stated earlier about that. Make sure you make yourself the brand. Don't make the brand yourself. You are the brand. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about, discover the easiest way to boost engagement and bring customers to your shop. In other words, you post up something, let's say you post up an escort piece and you talk about all the key features, customer asks you a question, don't just ignore it. Interact with that customer. Maybe try to get that customer to come down to your store so that way you can interact with them face to face and tell them the key features of the product. So that way you get them in the door. I guarantee you have about 80 to 90% chance of closing. They're not going to ask you about this piece, this piece, this piece if you're not even talking about it. So make sure you talk about that stuff.
Social media is the new everything. If anything that you think you know, from advertising and just showing your brand out to the world, has definitely changed even within the last 6 months. It is an ever-evolving new industry and new way of just really showing yourself. That's why so many brands do so. People are influencers for a living because their entire lives are on social media. Make your business, your brand, make that your life and bring it to life more on social media. So definitely take notes of anything that Caitlin is saying during this training. And if you didn't think that you were potentially going to come to MX25, hopefully seeing this on a social media platform, because we Facebook Live on a social media platform, use this as a sign to sign up right now and register for MX25.
So make sure you register at expo.gofst.com. Check out the itinerary so that way you can get a feel of when, what you're going to be doing during the expo and what's happening at what time. Mm-hmm. So next thing we want to talk about is brand of the week. So our brand of the week, if most of you may know, is Diamond Audio. Diamond makes all sorts of things from subwoofers, amplifiers, from speakers, from loudspeakers to Harley Davidson radios, Harley Davidson saddlebags. They were one of the first out in the market, and I say this as wholeheartedly as I can. They were one of the first, I repeat it again, out in the market with Harley Davidson 24 and up lid kits. They have done it already. They've sold plenty of them already. I think I sold us out of those lid kits, and so did the rest of the guys. We're doing a fantastic job with those lid kits. They have done their research. So one of the hottest pieces, I am going to talk about this piece because it's pretty important. So Diamond Audio makes a couple of Harley radios. I'm not going to take this off the plastic, but as you can see, shallow chassis for Harleys, multiple RCA output, wireless CarPlay Android Auto, wireless CarPlay Android Auto, built-in DSP, a true plug-and-play with your Harley factory radios from 14 and up, street glides and road glides. Built-in DSP, so a lot of you guys like DSP for audio integration and also audio settings on frequencies and line levels. This is the radio for your 14 and up Harley Davidson. It will not work on the 24, but 14 to 23, it will absolutely work. when you first get the radio, because it does have Maestro built in, make sure you flash the radio because it does a lot of key features. From you could do auxiliary outputs, you could do light outputs, you could do air ride outputs, you could do whatever you want with Maestro. So make sure you flash this radio with that. It comes with all the necessary hardware you need for that unit. It's got a 4x25 RMS. This is not fluff numbers like a lot of those cheap brands that you'll find on eBay, Amazon. This is legit numbers, have been rated. So 25 watts RMS, 50 watts max. It will do 5 volts RMS on the RCA side of the output. So 5 volts is pretty impressive. Most of these brands claim to be 5 volt RCA, and they're shared per RCA. So that 5 volts gets divided into how many output sides you got, and this is 5 volts RMS per RCA output. So this has been tested. Obviously 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. It has 10 outputs, so 4 powered 6 RCA levels, so it's a 10 channel. AM FM weather band. It's a 7-inch. IPX6, which is water splash rated, Bluetooth 5.2, Wi-Fi, Maestro RR2, it built in, 6 programmable negative outputs, like I said, for air ride, lighting, etc., etc. There is no limit to doing those on the head units, and you can control it on the head units. 2 USBs. It is loaded. I mean, absolutely loaded with features. Wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. Maestro, it is one of the better units on the market. Now they also make a 13 down, so 98 to 13 Street Glide and Road Glide head units. So if you're looking for those similar features, we have them in stock at a very, very aggressive price point. So give your sales rep a call on this Diamond Audio MSHD 14. They also make loudspeaker setups for Harley Davidsons that are waterproof. This is no BS numbers, guys. 200 watts RMS, 400 watts peak per speaker, 4 ohm. I've stated it over and over again. No BS numbers. Why? Because like I said, there's a lot of brands out there that'll put 600 watts on something, and it's like, why? Or we'll put amplifiers that say 20,000 watts. Why? When your amplifier only really does 500, 600 watts RMS. Regardless, you want to put real numbers out there, because at the end of the day, you're not catering to dumb end users. You're catering to smart end users, and Diamond has done that for all you smart end users and all you smart dealers. You know, they want to make sure that you guys got the facts and not the BS. 80 hertz to 18 kilohertz, so that gets real high in frequency level. It's pretty much a mid-bass to mid-range area. Mounting depth is only 3.98 inches, which will fit perfect. Yeah, these are the ones with the compression horns in the center. These speakers scream. They make 5 1/4, 6 1/2, 8 inches, and 10 inches. Give your sales rep a call on the MP 654-854, and they also make them in 2 ohm versions. So a lot of you guys that have Harleys know that Harley uses 2 ohm speakers. That's the way to trick it around and also make the amplifier work harder. Make sure you get your sales rep and you talk about the design of your speaker. Not only that, like I stated, Diamond Audio has a whole line of different products, including gauge style radios, subwoofers, amps for automobiles, for actual cars, trucks, etc. They make some hardcore speakers. At one point, I was the Diamond Audio demo car here in New England. I had a Ford Focus with all the Hex Series stuff in there. Some of you guys were very, very impressed on the sound quality and stuff. That's what Diamond Audio's goal is sound quality. Not to be the loudest out there, not to be the heaviest bass out there. They want you to know that they're a sound quality company, that they're going to provide you with sound quality goods. So if you want some of the best audio systems available on the market, make sure you give Diamond Audio a call. Make sure you give Diamond Audio a try. Give us a call for all your Diamond Audio needs.
And with Diamond being brand of the week, we do have some promotions going on for them. Definitely check your email. If you're a part of the newsletter, you will see the deals. The MP84 is on promo. The POD65 F4B, I believe, is also on promo.
Well, they're wondering what the hell this is.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, just to give you guys a heads up, like I said, Diamond Audio does not only do automotive, they do also marine. Diamond Audio, if you've ever owned a Cobalt boat, which is over a $200,000 boat, that is what is factory from the sound system on those boats. Is Diamond Audio. And they're using the same exact Wake 4 tower speakers, the Pod 65 F4B. They used to use the other ones, oh my God, I can't think of them. But they used to use the ones that had the grill. They wanted a little bit more sound quality, better sounding sound. It's got the RGB lighting on it. So Diamond Audio ended up, selling Cobalt their speakers. These are tubes. These are actually 6.5-inch tubes with lighting, reflex bass. Actually, it's a 10-inch speaker. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
So it's actually a bigger speaker. 200 watts RMS, 400 peak. I've seen guys do micro series amplifiers on these and sound phenomenal. So guys, once again, I state it again, make sure if you want quality, give Diamond Audio a look. Anything else? Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I think that's it. Definitely check your email for the newsletter. If you order anything, you will receive a box stuffer with also some Diamond promos. And as always, thank you for being a brand of the week. They will be at MX25 as well. So, with that being said,
adios.
We gotta get back to work. See you guys.
Bye.
It's a 16 buff in the dark. It's a 16 buff in the dark.